also for yet another exciting video. Okay, so today we'll look at we'll try to explore one of the most fundamental software for designing. So designing, this is when we talk about designing, we're talking about coming up with 3D models. So it could be maybe you're trying to design, there are a lot of designs. Okay, so let's say you want to come up with something. Okay, so you have a picture in your head. Okay, you have a picture in your head, and then you have to try to put it on the paper. Yeah, so long time ago we used to use pencils. So sit, draw with pencils, the T squares and everything would draw. Yeah, those days are gone now. So nowadays the power, because of evolution of computers and everything, now we just use computers to do that. So we no longer have to start drawing on the paper. We just have to sketch with a computer because it's very fast and accurate. So there are a lot of let me say design softwares which you can use. So one of them is Solidworks. This is the interface for Solidworks. So there is also ANSYS, who have a video on how you can draw using ANSYS. There is also Fusion 360. There is also AutoCAD. There is Inventor. There are a lot of design softwares. So whichever is easy for you, yeah, you can just play along with. It's all about seeing which one you're comfortable with. Yeah. So for me, I prefer SolidWorks and also ANSYS. Okay. So let's quickly see what ANSYS has to offer. So today, this is just the introduction. I want to show you guys what you can do with this software. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can do with this software. You can run one simulation to allow you can run flow simulation. Okay, you can do stress strain analysis using SolidWorks. So there are also other designs. Let's say you are designing the chassis of the car. Okay, and you want to know, depending on the material you pick, you want to know the maximum weight which that chassis can support. You can use this tool. You can model the chassis and apply the forces on it, and you'll be able to get the deformation, the stress strains, the shear stress, and everything. Then you can have a picture on how the design consideration. So the most fundamental aspect of modeling software is give you a clue before you can make something. A long time ago, people used just to create something, then test it. So nowadays, instead of wasting materials and resources, engineers now have come up with a way to see, let's have a picture of something before we can fabricate it. So you need to have a picture. Okay, how is it going to do? What weight can it okay, let's say what's the maximum weight can it hold, and everything. Okay, so that's the more essence of learning about this. So for those for those people who know three-angle projection, you have planes. So you have a flat, the flat plane, you have the top plane, you have the right plane. Okay, so if you want to sketch, first of all you have to pick a sketch, the plane. Which plane do you want to sketch on? Okay, so for this example, I will pick, let's say, top plane. So you left click. Yeah, so you left click. Is it left or right? Let me see. It's a light click. Okay, so you just click on the options. Okay, then you just select this sketch here. So there is you can see sketch, there is show, there is zoom, there is normal too. Okay, so you can just click on sketch like that. You are good to go. You can start sketching. Okay, So for today, let's try to come up with very simple objects. Let's say we want to, let's create, let's say, so you have dimensions here. So you have lines, you have circles, okay, you have spline, so you have ellipse, okay, you have fillets, so you have polygons. Okay, so let's try first of all, let's try with a rectangle. So rectangle, if you click on this option, there are a lot here. So the best way of learning how to use software is just to start. You pick any, try to draw, see what you are coming out. Yeah. That's how I learned. Me, it was just out of curiosity, like, okay, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? Okay, so you can just pick any. You can pick. So like here is showing a center right angle. Okay, so if you pick this one, you can come to the origin and you just left click and you start dragging like that. You're able to draw. Okay, here is your rectangle. So if you are satisfied, you can click OK. Then you can give it dimensions now. Okay, so this, if you come wherever you go, it will give you an illustration. Okay, like a description of what you're trying to do. Okay, you can see like this. It can give you that, oh, those are linear patterns. Okay, mirror image, like that. It will kind of give you a description if you just hover your mouse onto something. Okay, so you have trim is for cutting lines. So if you want to cut a line, you've seen that it can cut a line. So this is what trim is used for. Okay, so like that, that's trimming. Okay, so quickly we draw the triangle here. Okay, so this is our triangle. You click OK, then you go to dimensions, smart dimensions. So here you're trying to give measurements. Okay, so let's say this has to be 100. Okay, this is 100. Then we have this one, let's say this, we want it to be 200. Okay, this is 200. Okay, then we want to change this into 3D. Okay, into 3 dimensions. So it's easy. You can come to where you see features. There is this feature which is called extrude boss. Okay, or extrude base. So you can see when you hover your mouse, it even show you an illustration of how this feature works. Okay, revolve, it will also give you a feature on how it works. Like it will give you, when just hover your mouse there, it will show you. So today we'll just learn some of these features here. So like for these, you can drag using this if you want. Okay, you can say, okay, this is 89 tall, so you can drag with this, that is 110. But you can also change using this feature here. You can change here, let's say you want a 200 rectangle. Okay, so here is your 200 rectangle. So here there are also options where you want your base to be. So if you say, let's say mid plane, meaning your base here, it will be your triangle, the actual shape will be at the middle. Okay, so it's up to you. So there are other options like this one. So this is used for shaping the ends. Okay, so like you can see, it's kind of curving, like shrinking the ends. Okay, so like that. So if you don't want this one, you can click on this one. Okay, then if you click here, you can also, there is also draft outwards. So this is now taking it outside. Okay, so like that, you have a 3D model. Okay, you have a 3D shape. So there are a lot of other cool stuffs which you can do with Solidworks. Okay, so let's say you can also sketch on top of the sketch, on top of the face. So let's say here you want to create a hole, you can just select the face, then sketch. Just click on sketch. Okay, just like that. Okay, let's say we want to create a circle now. So you can create a circle. You can create a circle. You click on dimensions. Let's say this circle we want it to be 100. Okay, 100 millimeters. You can click there. Here you have 100 millimeters. So if you want other units, you can click here and change. You have all the units here. Okay, so you have a 100 millimeter circle. Okay, so now if you don't want the units, you can click there. Also exiting the sketch, if you have done a drawing whatever you were doing, you can just click here, exit sketch. So you have a circle here. So now let's say you want to cut a hole. Okay, you want to cut a hole. You want to cut a hole through this object. Okay, so you want to cut a hole. There are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of options here. There's blind. Okay, you can pick blind, then drag this up to way down, or you can just say through all. It means you to cut from the top to bottom. Okay, there are also these where you can set angles of your cuttings. You can also draft the circle outwards the same way we were doing it. Yeah, all that. So for here, let's just keep it through all. So when you just click on through all, you can set directions. There are a lot of things, cool stuff you can do with this software. So I advise you just that. Okay, let's see what is it saying. Enable to create this feature because it may result into zero thickness. Okay. Also, it means at the middle, like the circle we've set is intersecting with the contours. Okay, so like at the middle is avoiding to make a hole at the middle. So how can you do this? Meaning the diameter of a circle we've just created is so this circle, you can just reduce the diameter of the circle. Okay, so it's easy. You can go to this sketch, edit. This is your diameter, so you can just say, let's keep it 50. Okay, so that is at the center. Okay, so you don't have to interfere with the contours. Yeah. Okay, so now if you go to extrude cut, so if you select this and then go to extrude cut, okay, so you see that it will be able to cut. So if you click cut here, you have a hole here. Okay, so you can see that there is a hole in the middle. Okay, so there are also tools here like zooming. You can zoom with your mouse. You also have section. Let's say you want to see at the middle what is happening at the middle. You can just section like this. Okay, you can also move the direction. You can change the direction. Let's say you want to see it from the top. Okay, what's happening inside? You can leave it at this angle. Then you can say, okay, I want to see what is happening in this object. Okay, so you can see that, okay, it's cut. The shape is like this inside. Okay, then you can exit. Okay, so this is about sketching. So it's not only this, you can come up with a lot of complex shapes. There are a lot of things you can do with this. So you can go to sketch. Let's try to draw something. Okay, so I didn't pick a plane. Okay, so let's pick a plane. Let's pick a plane. Let me just open a new design. Okay, part. Okay, so let me just open a new one. I didn't want to delete that one. Okay, so you can pick any plane you're comfortable drawing. Okay, so let's say you sketch. You click on sketch. So this time let's do a polygon. Okay, so you click just on polygon. You come to the center. Then you start dragging. Okay, you start dragging. You can can see the measurements. Okay, so here it's telling you how many sides do you want your polygon to have. Okay, so you can click maybe 8. Let's say you want 8 sides, 8-sided polygon. Do you want a circle inscribed or circumscribed? So this circle this side, they're asking you whether you want it outside or inside, but it doesn't matter. You can also design a new polygon if you want. Okay, and these you can change if you want, but you can just draw it like this and then give it dimensions. Okay, so dimensions, let's say from here to here, I want this distance to be 78 or 79, any. Okay, so you have that. Then I want this line to be horizontal, so you can do that just like that. Okay, then you can click okay. Here you can also give dimensions. I say this one, this distance, so you can't change here. Now why can't you change here? So you've seen that let me just go back. You've seen that from here here you can see that the color is blue. It's telling you that your diagram is not fully defined. So you can see here under defined. Okay, meaning you haven't given dimensions to all the sides. Okay, so when it's black, it turns black, meaning it's fully defined. And when you try to give it a new dimension, it will tell you that you are over defining because you have already defined. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, so here like this, meaning this is fully defined. You can even see here it's written fully defined. Okay, then from here now we can use extrude again. You can extrude this, let's say by 20, 30, okay, let's say 40. Okay, 40. So we have extruded by 40, just like that. You have your 3D polygon. Okay, then we can sketch on this face. Okay, let's sketch a circle here. So we can sketch a circle, let's say a circle of diameter 10. So we'll give it dimensions. Okay, 20. Let's just give it 20. 20 looks nice. 20. Okay, so for this circle, let's cut. So extrude, cut. So you can also extrude boss again. You can extrude this outside or going inside. You can see that it's going both inside and outside. You can also change the direction. Okay, you can change the direction. So the way it is here, mid plane, you can put it on blind, meaning it's just going outwards only. Okay, so like that. You can also, like previously, you can curve it. You can see that it's changing. Okay, like that. Okay, let's put it like that. Okay, this is our circle. Okay, then now we can now use, let's try to use this feature which I usually use, linear pattern. Okay, so linear pattern, let's say we want to use circular pattern. Okay, circular pattern. So circular pattern, it will ask you questions. Equal spacing. Okay, how many feature or faces? So feature is, so if you come here, the feature which you want to distribute is this one. On which face? You can click on this face. Okay, let's see what will come out. Select the angular dimension or age of the edge. Okay, so this feature mostly works on as you can see here, works on cylindrical or circular. So unless if we had a circle, then all these will go around. Okay, so we can't use this one unfortunately, but let's see linear. Okay, so you can mirror it anyway. So how you use the mirror option, you can mirror it. What do you want to mirror? Okay, so you want to mirror, you can pick here. Let's say mirror secondary. Okay, feature to mirror. So you come here, you pick this guy. Faces to mirror. So which faces do you want to mirror? You can also pick the faces you want to mirror. So how do you pick the face to mirror? So here we can, this is just showing you, you can pick even faces, you can mirror all the face together with the object on the face. But for here I just wanted to show you secondary mirror plane. Okay, so mirror plane, so plane. So when you come here, you can draw a line or anything. Okay, so let's say, no, not this one, let's say right plane. Okay, this right plane, you can see that this guy has been flipped to the other side. Okay, so you can pick another plane here. If you choose this plane, it won't mirror because there is nothing at the top. Okay, so that's how you know. You can pick, let's say you pick flat, you see that this object is now here. So if you click OK, you can see that this guy has come this side now. Okay, so that's how you can use these linear patterns. So you can also do mirror option again. You come to features to mirror. So let's say, let's first clear this. Features to mirror, we have this guy and this guy. We have two. Okay, then what do we want to mirror it? So you select the plane or the face. So we can directly spin this and choose the face, but I like using the planes. So if you, okay, so plane, if I pick this face, you see that these two have been mirrored to the other side. Okay, so you can just click OK. Now you have this kind of looking object. Okay, so again there is also this feature shell. So how does the shell feature work? So you can just click on the shell. You can just click on the shell. When you click on the shell, you just select the face which you want to shell. So let's say you select this face. It will ask you shell outward or shell inward. So you can see if it's outward, it's like pulling your diagram outside. Okay, so you can choose by how much do you want it, like you are trying to increase its thickness. Okay, that is shading outward. But if you don't select it, it's like cutting a hole inside. Okay, so there is cutting inside or increasing its thickness. So you can change here. You can say, okay, I want to dig by 5. Okay, then you can click OK. Thickness range greater than minimum radius curvature. The shell may, okay, but cause okay, so the radius is reduced because we have features on the surface. So let's just put the minimum of 10. Okay, or 15. Any. Now we can just click OK. Okay, so you can see that we have a pool. Okay, so we have a pool. We can open these, then water comes out, just like that. So that's the power of Solidworks. So it has a lot of amazing features which you'll be amazed with. All these. So the best way is you just start. Okay, start. There is sheet metal. There are a lot of other features. Okay, so there is also features like creating at a distance. If you want to create a face maybe somewhere here and sketch something, you can do that. You can set planes, you can also set fillets. You know, in welding, when the edge is sharp, you kind of add fillet. Okay, so you can add fillet or chamfer. So you can add fillet. When you click on fillet, you choose the shape of the fillet. Okay, so you can choose, let's say you want fillet here, you can zoom in, you can choose preview to show how it will look. Okay, then you can choose this, you can choose also again this edge, you can choose this edge. Okay, then you can choose this edge, you can choose this edge. Okay, so you can also choose this edge, you can also choose this edge. So you can also reduce the radius. It's not that you can just create by 10. Okay, you can reduce the radius here. Okay, so let's say you want the radius of 5, you can just put 5 there. Okay, and there you go. Then click, you can choose any shape you want here from this. Okay, so you can pick this one, it will show you, preview this one, it will show you this one, but the one which is more desirable is this one. Okay, so you can click. Okay, and you can see that inside the edges are smooth now, like the edges which were sharp are now at smooth. Okay, so you can draw that. Next, okay, so one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So new, then you pick part. Okay, you come to assemblies and all these other stuffs. Okay, now let's stick to these. Next, what else can we do? So let's pick top plane. Okay, so you can draw even a boat. Let's do something which looks like a boat. Okay, so we'll pick a polygon. Okay, this is our polygon. Let's reduce the size to 6 or 5. Okay, let's say 6. Okay, let me pick 6. Okay, we have six sides. Okay, great. So now we have this. You can go to dimensions. We can give dimensions from here to here, and let's give it 50. Okay, 50 millimeters, like that. Okay, then we can make this line holding like vertical, and our polygon is fully defined. Okay, so now exit sketch. What do? Let's now, we are trying to create the head, so extrude. Okay, by how many? 10 millimeters. Okay, no problem, 10 millimeters, like that. Then now here we can sketch a circle here, a circle of diameter, let's say diameter 25. Okay, let's keep it 25. Okay, like that. The next, we can also extrude it. So this has to be long, let's say 100. So you just put 100. Okay, and then you hit enter. So you have this. So you can click. Okay, so you have something which looks like, let's say something which looks like a boat, but the boat has threads. Okay, so you can create threads. There is also an option for creating threads. Okay, so threads, how do you create threads? So there is a feature which is here, whole wizard. So you can just click here, it will give you all the kinds of what I'm saying, this is a most powerful tool because it has other advanced stuffs. Okay, so for now, let's just pick threads. Okay, so just click OK. So threads here, thread location, you can just pick So it's asking you where your thread's location, offset, degree. So today's institute is just like it was just like an introduction, but we won't go much into discussing each component. So like here, you can just click here the edge. You can pick the edge here. When you click the edge, it will show you even the preview of the threads. So those are the threads. So you can pick here the size. What size do you want? Okay. So you can say, let's pick this one. So when you select it, will even give you a preview of how they look. Okay. So let's say you pick this one, it will give you the preview of how they look. Okay, so let's stick with this. So there are a lot of other things here, like trim with start face, trim with the end face. Okay, shade preview, partial preview. There is mirror. Also, you can set pitch. You can set also the override diameter and everything. Okay. Also, you can also choose on even here. You can choose. You can also give your threads angles. Okay. So you'll be seeing the secret is when you're adding something, you can be checking what is happening here. Okay. So let's see. If you see, you try to increase the angle, you'll be seeing. You can zoom in and see what happens. Okay, that's how you learn. That's an easy way of learning. So let's keep it 0. You see that when you keep it 0, it's like this. So you can also move. You can also move. If you click here, you start increasing. You've seen what happens when you reduce, and when you reduce further, you've seen how the threads are reducing. Okay, that's the override. So when you increase again, you see the kind of like effects it does. So you just keep it on 25. So also pitch. Okay, override pitch. You can also change. You can see. You can check what is happening. Okay. So on 12 you see what is happening, and then on 2, okay, so you just keep it like that. So you can there are also these extrude threads or cut threads. So cut, you like cutting through the material. Okay. So you also have this. So the best way, if you can't see what is happening, you just start playing with a feature, then it will show you. So like you can see. Okay. So yeah, that's a beauty. You just have to just start. So offset. Let's say offset now. Offset is more like you're trying to tell the software where you want your threads, like how far, where do you want them. Okay, where do you want them, like you're trying to take them all. I want them here. Okay, so let's say then end condition. How do you want the end condition? Okay, so here it's more like he's telling you that should you end with a circle, how many, maintain the length, yeah, all those kind of stuff. So how many revolutions? Let's say you can increase the revolutions. How many do you want? So you can increase the revolutions, or you can just put in the number here. If you want 20, you can just put 20 directly and hit enter. You can see that it has increased. Okay, Yeah, so there are a lot of stuffs, metric, tap, everything, inches. Yeah, so that's the power of SolidWorks. So today I was just highlighting so now you have, this is somehow your boat. You can even see your boat. You can now level up on the ends. You can create a knot and also beautify this simple knot. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll create more videos on designing. Yeah, so just download SolidWorks and you can get started from there. Yeah, no need of experience, you just have to start. Okay, so thank you and have enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.